कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले मते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So it is said the forgetfulness is a tendency of a jiva because like all of us have a very great tendency to be forgetful. Like now, what we did just few days before, it is very difficult to remember. So this is the natural tendency to be forgetful because forgetfulness is considered to be like a darkness and knowledge is considered to be like light. So when there is no knowledge, then there is darkness, and when there is darkness, there is forgetfulness. So all in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna was mainly speaking about why a living entity is forced to commit sinful activity as if against his wish and against his desire. Then Krishna spoke about it is lust only, Arjun, because of which a person is forced to commit wrong activities because he is in darkness. So the major cause of all the anarthas in the life is considered to be avidya. Avidya or ignorance is the major cause of all problems. A person who knows very well, a person who has got a realized knowledge in his life, he will not commit sinful activities. Only a person who is not having a realized knowledge, such a person commits sinful activities. Like suppose uh, you go to your college laboratory, and in college laboratory there is a glass of some very nice attractive glass, transparent glass is kept, and it appears as if some curry ka panna, mango panna is kept there. But somebody comes and tells you, oh, it is not, it's some chemical. It is some chemical having citric acid and vinegar. So
Right.
the person who knows it is not a panna, curry ka panna, it is not a juice, it is a chemical. Such a person will never dare to drink it. But only a person who is still not convinced, he will try. Let me try a little bit how this chemical tastes like. So only a fool person. So it is said a fool, especially fool means one who is ignorant. He tries to enjoy the sense gratification. The main reason is ignorance. That's why in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has been speaking about this concept of jnana. Why jnana is very important. So when jnana is there, person will not commit sinful activities. So Krishna mentioned the entire purpose of all karma and nishkama karma is what? That is to culminate in the jnana. And in we know there are four kinds of people who worship Krishna. Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukurtino arjuno arto artarthi jigyasu jnani. So Krishna mentions among all kinds of worshippers, the one who is jnani is a very dear to me. He said, or jnani means he's one of the very good worshippers. So all of us, we should worship Krishna not incidentally. We should not worship Krishna accidentally. We should worship Krishna intentionally. Because in knowledge, I am worshipping Krishna not just out of sentiment. I know because he is my supreme object of love. So one should worship with this knowledge, and that is jnana. Here, what the jnana is referred is referring to a little bit of impersonal jnana and all. But okay, so the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita is that's why speaking about jnana yoga. So in the last discussion which we had, I don't know now because forgetfulness is the natural conditioning of a jiva, and something which was remember what was taken yesterday that also we forget. So I don't know how many of you will remember the last week what we discussed. But okay, let's try. At least let's try to scratch a little bit and try to get what we discussed in the last week. And if you have notes, then that is very easy to find out what we discussed. You can refer to your notes and tell. So that's why notes making is very, very vital in Kali Yuga, because manda buddhi. Yeah, means all of us have a little manda buddhi. So a little notes may help you. Yes, bro. Any reflections on last class discussion, last week, whatever we discussed?
Prabhuji, we have discussed about different types of yajna called as Dragya Yajna, Tapama Yajna, Yoga Yajna, and Sadhya Yajna. But there in purport, we have seen that Prabhupada has written at the end that even after practicing all these yajnas, one cannot get Krishna. So Krishna can only be got by Bhakti Yoga. But all these yajnas are favorable because they are prescribed in the Vedas and they are favorable so that one can reach up to the platform of Krishna consciousness. And Prabhuji, one more thing we have seen in the last purport that without knowledge, all these yajnas which are performed are on material platform only. So knowledge is the things which takes one from material to spiritual platforms.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. You touched on vital topic. Any other recollections from last class? Yeah.
Roji also discussed that from sacrifices, means all the shloka of sacrifice, why Krishna is moving towards Tadvidi Pranipatena. Means we discussed that independent gaining of knowledge is not useful, so we should approach a bona fide guru.
Yeah. We did not start with that verse, no? Or
No,
did
no,
we complete?
not started.
Okay. 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 Thank you, Prabhu. Sadhaka means one who never stop, one who is faithful, and one who is patient. We compared Sadhaka to Chatak bird. Chetak nahi, Chatak bird. Chetak is a ghoda. Chatak is a अमेजिंग चीज। आप में से किसी ने चातक बर्ड को देखा है क्या? देखा है क्या चातक बर्ड? क्योंकि वो चातक बर्ड को शायद से आप देख नहीं पाओगे मेरे ख्याल से, क्योंकि मेरे ख्याल मुझे पता नहीं है, मोस्टली मैंने सुना है कि वो एलेगोरिकल बर्ड है। रियल बर्ड है या एलोगोरिकल बर्ड अभी तक पता नहीं है वो। इट्स एलोगोरी वाला बर्ड या रियल बर्ड में भी पता करना पड़ेगा। चातक बर्ड कहाँ होता है जो केवल स्वाति नक्षत्र का पानी पीता है और कुछ नहीं पीता। गंगा के अंदर डूबने के बाद भी, गंगा के अंदर डूबने के बाद भी वो गंगा का पानी नहीं पीता, ओनली बारिश का पानी पीता है। कैसा स्पेशल बर्ड होगा ये। ओके। Sanket Pro is telling without sense control there is no possibility of getting out of material entanglement. Yeah, unless this tendency is given up, that's why the heart doesn't become pure till the time this sense gratification tendency is there. So now if you see, devotee is not too much worried about sort of stopping sense gratification. If you see why I'm saying, sometimes we become too much anartha conscious. This anartha has to go, this anartha has to go, this anartha has to go, and too much worry about anartha, 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 anartha. And sometimes it may appear, Prabhu, am I Krishna conscious or am I anartha conscious? प्रभु जब करने दो अच्छे से, नहीं तो अनर्था अटैक कर देगा। प्रभु साधना नहीं किया, माया में फंस जाऊंगा। प्रभु आज मैं प्रसाद नहीं खाया, आज तो मेरा हरि बोल होने वाला है। तो इन वन वे समटाइम्स यू मे थिंक, अरे बाबू मैं कृष्णा कॉन्शियस हूँ या माया कॉन्शियस हूँ ज्यादा, क्योंकि अनर्थों से डर लग रहा है। सो नाउ क्वेश्चन, सो व्हाई अ डिवोटी इज अफ्रेड ऑफ अनर्थास आल्सो? बिकॉज ही इज नॉट एबल टू मेक अ गुड ऑफरिंग टू कृष्ण। लाइक सपोज आपको भगवान को लड्डू खिलाना है या स्वीट राइस खिलाना है, वो स्वीट राइस अनर्थों के साथ स्वीट राइस खिलाया तो उसमें मिट्टी डालने के समान है, वो भगवान को खराब ऑफरिंग लगता है। तो जैसे ही हम भी भगवान को अलग अलग सेवा अर्पण करते हैं, भगवान का नाम चैंटिंग करते हैं, भक्ति करते हैं, तो जो अनर्थ होता है वो थोड़ा सा सी, भक्ति तो कर ही सकता है, अनर्थों में भी, अनर्थ हो या कुछ भी हो, भक्ति तो पॉसिबल ही है, किसी को भी पॉसिबल है करना। लेकिन जब अनर्थ होते हैं तो वो थोड़ा सा लो क्वालिटी का ऑफरिंग हो जाता है थोड़ा सा। तो मीन्स हमारे प्यारे भगवान को हम अननेसेसरी लो क्वालिटी का ऑफरिंग दे रहे हैं। तो इसलिए मुझे अनर्थ नहीं चाहिए, मुझे बाकी अनर्थों से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। लाइक आपके पास वो दूध, ऐसा दूध अगर आपको भगवान को ऑफर करना है जो एकदम थर्ड क्लास क्वालिटी का हो, जिसमें पक्का पता है कि पानी मिला हुआ है, तो हम बोलेंगे अरे क्या करें, कितना गंदा दूध ऑफर कर रहे हैं, एक हाई क्लास दूध ऑफर करना चाहिए। तो सेम वे devotee wants to give the best offering to Krishna, and that's why he is worried about the anarthas part. Okay, any other okay, some devotees have shared on the chat. To overcome lust, one has to take sankalpa. Yeah, sankalpa jayate kama. I give example of Srila Prabhupada book reading, And how? Simply by making plans with determination. Sankalpa means make a plan with determination. One can overcome lust. Like Ekadashi example is given. As soon as Ekadashi example is there, we just take a Sankalpa. I'll not take greens today. And you see, you are able to fast. Similarly, somebody may take a Sankalpa. Oh, I don't want to get married this life. He can, just by taking Sankalpa also. Yeah. Yajna is meant for stopping sense gratification. Yajna's purpose is to gain gyan. Okay, thank you. Sadhaka. Sadhaka means continuously keeps consciousness high. Okay, very good. Krishna is captured only by his causeless mercy or the bona fide. Ishwar Prabhu is telling, by sacrifice we can develop relationship with God. Yeah. As the way mother develops relationship with child because of sacrifice, a mentor develops relationship with mentee because of sacrifice. So sacrifice is a means to connect, develop relationship with God also, or anyone in this world. Unless we don't sacrifice, the strong relationships cannot happen. Okay. Thank you. I think many of you recollected many of the points. Alkesh Prabhu is telling, when we give our wealth, it increases our renunciation. Sankalpa means one who keeps his her intention above than emotion. Yeah. Thank you, bro. The highest kind of happiness that man can achieve is to be promoted to spiritual world, and a life of Krishna consciousness is solution to all problems. See, Prabhupada purport. Prabhupada writes this in purport. So life of Krishna consciousness is solution to all the problems of material existence. Nice, nice recollections. So now let's go. Today I'll try to leave you a little early, bro, because my today and tomorrow is super pack, super pack. Almost 10 hours meetings, 8-10 hours meetings are there, and I need some time. So I'll try to leave a little early today. So, but we'll try to cover some few verses at least. Okay. Which verse, Tejas, bro? 4 point?
34.
My voice is clear, na? Is it break? Is it low or sufficient?
Correct, bro. Sufficient.
Okay. Okay. So this is a very famous verse, which is often also misunderstood. We quote this shloka many times, but sometimes we misunderstand this. And very famous shloka. I think all of you might have memorized this one. 4.34. Bro, this only, na? Or 4.33?
34, bro.
Yeah. तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिना. Now, let's try to understand the meaning of this shloka. Tad. That knowledge of different sacrifices means whatever was spoken till now, right now? Krishna spoke about knowledge of different sacrifices. Taravya yagya, tapoma yagya, kriya yagya. Tad. Get the knowledge of different sacrifices. Try to understand about it by how? By pranipat, by approaching a spiritual master. So I told you about different sacrifices, Karjan, but you have to go to a guru for that. Also ask him pariprashna by submissive inquiries, and sevaya by rendering service. Upadekshanti, he will initiate you. So initiation does not mean only Brahman Diksha, or initiation does not only mean some kind of name changing. Initiate means giving knowledge. Diksha, जो दिक मतलब नॉलेज देना, जो नॉलेज एमिट करके डार्कनेस को निकालता है उसको कहते हैं दीक्षा. सो एक हिसाब से सभी डिवोटीज का आप में से जितने भी डिवोटीज सबका दीक्षा हो गया है, क्योंकि नॉलेज मिल गया है ना. एज सुन एज समबडी इज गिवन नॉलेज, ही इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी दीक्षित डिवोटी ओनली. सो बाकी जब फॉर्मेलिटी बची है, फॉर्मेलिटी थोड़ा नाम चेंज करना है, थ्रेड देना है, दैट इज ओनली फॉर्मेलिटी नाउ. बट उपदेक्षंती, उपदेश, उपदेश मिला है मतलब दीक्षा मिला है. और ज्ञानम, ज्ञानिनास तत्वदर्शिना. यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे गुरु ऐसा व्यक्ति जो है, ऐसे व्यक्ति से आपको नॉलेज प्राप्त करना है जो सेल्फ रियलाइज्ड है. तो जब हम नॉलेज प्राप्त करते हैं तो हमें सेल्फ रियलाइज्ड व्यक्ति के पास जाके उसको सरेंडर करना है, प्रणिपात करना है, परिप्रश्न करना है, और उन सैक्रिफाइस के बारे में कि कलयुग, तो कलयुग में जाके कौन सा सैक्रिफाइस करे बताओ. द्रव्य यज्ञ करे, तपो यज्ञ करे, कौन सा यज्ञ करे? जाओ गुरु को जाके पूछो। और गुरु क्या आंसर देंगे? अगर आप सचमुच बोनाफाइड गुरु है और बोलेगा कि कलयुग में जाके कौन सा यज्ञ करना है, तो कौन सा यज्ञ का आंसर आएगा गुरु के पास से?
संकीर्तन यज्ञ।
संकीर्तन यज्ञ, जप यज्ञ, राइट? सो भक्ति यज्ञ. So that will be the answer of guru. So go to a guru and know which sacrifices to be done. And now, after going to guru, you have to do three things. Like you remember, generally uh, we write HG. HG. Suppose we write HG Radhe Shyam Das. Yeah. HG Malati Dasi. तो HG का मतलब क्या होता है प्रभु?
His divine grace,
अरे HG HG.
His grace,
ओके, और ये HG का मतलब क्या होता है?
her grace.
ऐसा क्यों प्रभु? ये लोगों को, इन लोगों को कृष्णा की कृपा नहीं मिली है, राधा रानी की मिली है, और इन लोगों को कृष्णा की कृपा मिली है। मे बी दिस इज ओनली टू आइडेंटिफाई लिटिल बिट, मतलब माताओं का नाम देते हैं जनरली, तो हम बोलते हैं कि राधा रानी के एक्सपांशन है, इसलिए लाइक ऑल आर, और यहाँ पे कृष्णा के एक्सपांशन है ऐसा। तो कभी कभी उल्टा नाम भी होता है, कभी कभी प्रभु जी का नाम भी माता जी के नाम पे होता है ना? माता जी के नाम पे होता है प्रभु जी का नाम, श्रुत कीर्ति दास। अब श्रुत कीर्ति दास कौन है, पता है क्या किसी को? श्रुत कीर्ति कौन है?
Son of, I think, one of the Pandavas.
आ, आ, हाँ क्या? मे बी, मुझे नहीं पता। मुझे पता था कि शत्रुघ्न के वाइफ का नाम है श्रुत कीर्ति। वाइफ का नाम, माता जी का नाम था, मेरा ऐसा सुनने में आया था। माता जी, हाँ, शत्रुघ्न के वाइफ का नाम है श्रुत कीर्ति। तो बोला अरे, श्रुत कीर्ति दासी होना चाहिए। तो देन ऐसे नो है, हम राधा रानी के भी दास बन सकते, राधा दास भी बन सकता हूँ, ऐसा नहीं है। सो नाउ व्हाई आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट दिस, टू रिमेंबर दिस श्लोका, यू कैन रिमेंबर his grace. We require his grace to understand the knowledge of sacrifice. So you can remember this algorithm acronym called as his. Three things required. What are three things are required? Humility, then inquiry, and service. So humility means pranipat. Then inquiry means pariprashna. And service means seva. So if you want to attain his grace, you have to do this his grace. You have to apply this formula, his grace. Otherwise, will become disgrace. Okay. Please read the translation.
Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Purport. The path of self-realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following the principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciples. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam 6.3.1 says, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculations or dry arguments cannot help lead one to the right path, nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant without false prestige. Satisfaction of self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries and So inquiry and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically bless the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In these words, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiry. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind toward the disciples. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries become perfect.
Yeah, this is another very gem-like purport, golden purport. So here the secret is given. Secret of advancement in bhakti. The secret of advancement in bhakti is satisfaction of spiritual master. So we cannot attain Krishna consciousness by our own independent endeavor. One needs to please Guru. And what is the way method to please Guru? Hear from him. Submissively hear from him. Inquire from him. And when? And Guru will even test us. The bona fide Guru may even test a disciple to check whether this person is really sincere. And if he has genuine desire, then he gets a benefit. So do not approach Guru with any material understanding, genuine spiritual understanding. So he said, understand, don't approach a Guru for any material cause. Approach a Guru for inquiry, submission, and service. And inquiry is not only about what is the inquiry to be done. Why am I suffering in this world? What is the purpose of our life? Why repeatedly so many difficulties are coming in my life? We find our life is full of so many difficulties. Sometimes health is not cooperating with us. Sometimes there is a job insecurity and we are removed from the job, or we don't get job, or there are family troubles and there are fights and quarrels in the families, and so many difficulties that keep on coming every week, every day in our lives. A intelligent person will ask, why am I subjected to so many miseries? Do I have to live like life of misery lifelong, like this, life after life? Or is there any way to come out of all this misery? So that is a sign of intelligence. When one inquires, why am I suffering? What is the purpose? What wrong I have done? So he said one has to go to a guru and one has to ask him and serve him. And here said Guru will test you. Guru will test you. Can you give any examples from scriptures? Okay, raise your hands if you know some examples from scriptures where Guru tested a disciple before giving spiritual knowledge. Guru tested a disciple thoroughly before. Okay, Vivek Prabhu.
Gaur Kishoda
Gaur Kishoda Subhaji Maharaj tested whom?
Bhakti Siddhant.
Okay, very good. Any other example? Yes, Kaushik Prabhu.
Loknath Goswami and Narottam Das Thakur.
Very good. बहुत टेस्ट किया. Very good. Any other? I think ज्यादा पता नहीं है इसके ऊपर. Good. और कोई पता है? ये
So
दो
Chaitanya
फेमस है.
Mahaprabhu and that king, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the king one of Mayapur.
Pratap
Kolkata.
Rudra Maharaj.
Yes,
Pratap Rudra
yes.
Maharaj. Yeah. Amazing. Good test. Serious test. So we find that before receiving a grace of Guru, one will be tested thoroughly. One will be tested. So all of us have to be ready for that test. And now, certain times we see people say, अरे ये क्या गुरु लोग एजेंट बन के बैठे हैं बीच में मेरे और भगवान के बीच में. ये क्या गुरुगिरी लगा के रखा है इन लोगों ने. या जस्ट कभी कभी इंडिया में लोग परेशान हो जाते हैं ना बीच में एजेंट. लाइक आई रिमेम्बर हम लोग जब वॉइस के लिए फ्लैट ढूंढने जाते हैं तो बीच में बैठता है एजेंट. वो कुछ नहीं करता, बस थोड़ा फ्लैट दिखाता है और मस्त पैसा कमाता है, लाखों रुपए कमाता है. बस एक फ्लैट दिखाने का लाखों रुपए ले लिया उसने. तो हम लोग कभी कभी बोलते हैं, अरे तो डिवोटिस कभी कभी ट्राई करते हैं एजेंट के पास से सब फ्लैट देख के आते हैं और बाद में डायरेक्ट ओनर के पास चले जाते हैं ताकि बाईपास करो तो इस व्यक्ति को, एजेंट कोई ब्रोकर को अननेसेसरी बहुत मेहनत करवाता है. सो समटाइम्स पीपल में थिंक, why this guru is sitting between me and my God? Can't we approach God directly? Why there is need of a guru? Why a guru is coming between me and God? This question comes. So I was just hearing one nice thing. It is not that guru is coming between us and God. Okay, I'll just show you something. When I show the whiteboard, I come to know how many people are actively listening. Because those who are not actively listening, they will not come on the whiteboard. Okay. So it is said between God and us. It is said God and us are like next door neighbors only. Next door neighbors. The shloka in Bhagavad Gita mentions that there are two birds sitting on the tree. So one is Paramatma and one is Jivatma. So it is said God and us. So it is said this is a Jiva, soul. And this is like compared to God. So so God and soul, like they are just next door neighbors sitting on the one tree only. But problem is what? There is a big wall between both of us. Both are sitting next to each other, but there is a big wall. Now you say, प्रभु ये तो सुना नहीं हमने कभी कि हम दोनों के बीच में वॉल है. ये कौन से श्लोक में बोला है? वॉल कौन सा वॉल है ये? तो ये वॉल ऑफ द ग्रेट वॉल ऑफ चाइना, पता है आपको? द ग्रेट वॉल ऑफ चाइना, बहुत बड़ा वॉल है वो. तो वैसे ही ये है ग्रेट वॉल ऑफ फॉल्स ईगो, द ग्रेटेस्ट वॉल ऑफ फॉल्स ईगो, जो हमारे और पाकिस्तान हमारे बॉर्डर बना के रखा है भगवान और हमारे बीच में. तो ये एंट्री नहीं देता हमको. तो इसे गुरु क्या करता है? गुरु हमारे और भगवान के बीच में नहीं आता. गुरु जो है हमारे और बीच में जो ये वॉल है, इसको तोड़ देता है. बस इसको निकाल देता है ताकि सोल जो है डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन मार ले भगवान से. तो दिस इज द टास्क ऑफ अ गुरु, टू रिमूव द फॉल्स ईगो. और उस फॉल्स ईगो को निकालने के लिए प्रणिपात, परिप्रश्न, सेवा, प्रणिपात, हम्बल बनना पड़ेगा गुरु के सामने जाके. गुरु हमारे ईगो को चकना, पूरा ईगो को तो पूरा धुलाई कर देंगे हमारे गुरु का. क्योंकि हमारा जो भी फॉल्स ईगो है, मैं ऐसा हूँ, मैं ये हूँ, मैं अमीर हूँ, मैं गरीब हूँ, सब अपने सारे फॉल्स ईगो और मिसकंसेप्शंस को गुरु निकाल देंगे. और फिर सोल और गॉड कनेक्ट हो गए एकदम. दे आर बिकमिंग वेरी वेरी क्लोज टू गॉड. सो दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. सो गुरु इज नॉट कमिंग in between God and soul. Guru is removing what is there in between Guru and soul and God. That we should understand. It is not that, like some people, once upon a time, one person was telling, actually, you don't need Guru at all. You don't need Guru. All this Guru is bogus concept. Why you need a Guru? Direct God only. So indirectly, we can think that this person is only becoming Guru. Because if he's telling that one does not need Guru, that if I have to listen to him, that means he's my Guru, no? So he said indirectly he's landing up in becoming Guru only. So actually God, the Guru plays a very important role to remove the ignorance, to remove the false ego which is there in between us and God. So this verse is very vital. Here Prabhupada writes one very important statement. And that statement, we can memorize it like anything. If we can just memorize this statement, we can quote this statement hundreds of times. That, what is the statement? The most famous statement? This is the secret of advancement in spiritual life is satisfaction of spiritual master. यही हमारे जीवन का यस्य प्रसादात भगवत प्रसादो. So he said this is the satisfaction. तो गुरु को प्रसन्न करना ही हमारे जीवन का. बाकी कोई कभी sometimes it may happen we may not be able to satisfy our employer, job. We may not be able to satisfy friends. We may not be able to satisfy family members. We may not be able to satisfy many other people in this world. But if Guru is satisfied, that is perfection. We don't have to think about any other satisfaction in the life. Otherwise, we try to satisfy family members, but they are not satisfied. We try to satisfy company, but it is never satisfied. So, but if we satisfy Guru, that is perfection of all, satisfaction of everyone. So that is the benchmark. Okay, 4.35. Now, Krishna, yeah, Vaibhav. Yes, I will take your question. Now till now in this shloka, the importance of surrendering to Guru to get the knowledge of sacrifice is mentioned. And verse number 35 onwards to 36, 37, what will be the output if you surrender to Guru, and what will be the result if you actually get the Jnana. So here going to Guru to get Jnana is being mentioned, Jnana. So what will be the output? What will be the benefit if you get a Jnana? So as you see, good teacher, he speaks about importance before the subject starts, after teaching the subject, and again after. So both the times, before also the glories of Jnana were being mentioned. Somebody becomes Jnani. And now the way of getting Jnana is mentioned. And again Krishna will mention that how Jnana is going to be very, very helpful. So generally, good marketing person will tell, actually this all benefits are there, you just have to pay this money, that is a procedure, and again he will tell, this is the benefit, this is the benefit. So again, sandwich method, right? So again, the benefit of Jnana will come in the upcoming verses. Yes, Vaibhav.
Mm. Prabhuji, if you go to the word by word, in the shloka, he mentioned pranipatena, by approaching a spiritual master. So Prabhuji, here is not in mention any the guru's word like this in shloka. So Prabhuji, how we understand this? This is the pranipati means like exactly the approaching a spiritual master.
1 minute. Yeah, यहाँ पे there is a mention of a Jnaninas. So Jnaninas means the one who is very knowledgeable. So generally the Jnaninas is referring to a person, right? Jnaninas Tattvadarshina. So Tattvadarshina, there this entire word is referring to a guru. So that's why this line is coming before and this line. So Sanskrit is like that. Any Prabhupada made it little simpler to understand. कि प्रणिपातेन humble. तो बेसिकली बोल रहा है इधर जाके हम्बल बनो. तो प्रभुपाद ने लिख दिया इधर मतलब क्या, इधर मतलब गुरु. लाइक अभी हम्बल बनना है किसके पास जाके, तो वैसे डायरेक्ट वर्ड नहीं लिखा कि गुरु के पास जाके लिखो, लेकिन आगे लिखा है ज्ञानिनस, ज्ञानिनास. तो मतलब समझ गया कि किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. सो संस्कृत इज लाइक दैट लैंग्वेज. तो पूरा आपको इशारा काफी हो जाता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी नीड परपट्स, अदरवाइज हम कुछ भी मतलब निकालेंगे. ज्ञानिनास. Yes, bro. 35th one now. What is the benefit of getting knowledge? If किसी ने गुरु के पास जाके सरेंडर किया तो उसको क्या लाभ मिलेगा? 4.35. यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यासि पांडव येन भूतानि अशेषानि द्रक्ष्यासि आत्मनि अथो मयि. Who's done? Please read.
Having having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, that they are mine.
So I said, अगर ये नॉलेज, तो किस इल्यूजन की बात की जा रही है? इल्यूजन, वो गलत काम करने की जो प्रवृत्ति है, या लस्ट, लस्ट भी एक इल्यूजन के समान है. Like you see, sometimes dogs, early in the morning when we travel, early in the morning when we travel on the bikes or cars, the dogs become very attracted. They think that some big animal has come. Or sometimes they feel it is, till now I have not understood why they bark. Sometimes they say that it is because of some big animal coming. They feel like that. Or sometimes they really feel that it is the opposite gender which is coming in a big form. So, jo bhi reason hai, some illusion is there. So he said, why somebody is forced to commit wrong activities? Because of moha. Moha. It's an illusion. It's a darkness. It is a lack of knowledge. It is because of lack of knowledge, one is forced to commit sinful activities. But if somebody gets a real knowledge, he will not be subjected to illusion. So he said, because he will understand one thing, that mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. I am feeling attracted for this personality. I am feeling aversion to this person. But actually, whether it is man, female, animal, everyone is my part and parcel only. Everyone is coming from me only. If this knowledge someone gets properly, then he will not be forced to commit wrong things. So that's why here it is said, this is the benefit, first benefit of jnana. He will not be subjected to moha. The benefit number one of reading Bhagavad Gita or going to Guru and getting knowledge. Yes, Purport.
Purport. The result of receiving knowledge from self-realized soul or one who knows things as they are is learning that all living beings are part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. The sense of an existence separate from Krishna is called Maya, not yeah, these. Some things that we have nothing to do with Krishna, that Krishna is only a great historical personality, and that the absolute is the impersonal Brahman. Actually, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, this impersonal Brahman is the personal effulgence of Krishna. Krishna, as the supreme personality of Godhead, is the cause of everything. In the Brahma Samhita, it is clearly stated that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. Even the millions of incarnations, only his different expansions. Similarly, the living entities are also expansions of Krishna. The Mayavadi philosophers wrongly think that Krishna loses his own separate existence in his many expansions. This thought is material in nature. We have experienced in the material world that a thing, when fragmentally distributed, loses its own original identity. But the Mayavadi philosophers fails to understand that absolute means that 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, and that 1 minus is also equal to 1. This is a case in the absolute world. For want of sufficient knowledge in the absolute science, we are now covered with illusion, and therefore we think that we are separate from Krishna. Although we are separated parts of Krishna, we are nevertheless not different from him. The bodily difference of living entities is Maya or not actual fact. We are all meant to satisfy Krishna. By Maya alone, uh, Arjuna thought that the temporary bodily relationship with kinsmen was more important than his eternal spiritual relationship with Krishna. The whole teachings of Gita is targeted towards this end, that a living being, as the Krishna's eternal servitor, cannot be separated from Krishna, and his sense of being and identity apart from Krishna is called Maya. The living entities as separate parts and parcel of Supreme, having a purpose of fulfill. Having forgotten that purpose since time immemorial, they are situated in a different bodies as men, animals, demigods, etc. Such bodily differences arise from forgetfulness of the transcendental service of the Lord. But when one engage in transcendental service through Krishna consciousness, one become at once liberated from this illusion. One can acquire such pure knowledge only from the bona fide spiritual master, and thereby avoid the delusion that the living entity is equal to Krishna. Perfect knowledge is that Supreme Soul, Krishna, is the supreme shelter for all living entities, and giving up such shelter, the living entities are deluded by the material energy, imagining themselves to have a separate identity. Thus, under different standards of material identity, they become forgetful of Krishna. When, however, such deluded living entities become situated in Krishna consciousness, it is to be understood that they are on the path of liberation, as confirmed in the Bhagavatam 2.10.6. Uh,
Muktir
Muktir,
hitvanatya rupam sarupena vivasthiti.
liberation means to be situated in one's constitutional position as a eternal servitor of Krishna, Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. So in this shloka, the word, especially the certain vital things which are being mentioned is what is the benefit of getting knowledge. So there are in almost entire shloka, if somebody understands that one is not this body and one is spirit soul, he will not get bewildered. The bewilderment comes because of mind. But when one gets naturally the knowledge from the guru, then he will see all living entities, even animals, as those parts and parcel of God. So this separatist mentality, actually we are one with God, one in consciousness. We are one in consciousness with the Lord. So, and every living entity is supposed to satisfy him only. Like, let's consider an example. This is a very funny story. Once upon a time, there was one guru, and this guru asked two of his disciples, "Oh, actually, can you please help me? Can you please massage?" So, one disciple, "Can you please massage my body?" Now, one disciple, he got seva to worship, massage the feet of the guru, and one disciple got seva to massage the hands of the guru, hands or the head of the guru. Now, please tell me, who is more fortunate?
Both.
Okay, very good. But still, बताओ थोड़ा.
Feet.
Feet. Okay. और कोई?
Equally fortunate.
Both are equally fortunate, right? So now somebody may say, if the two people start fighting, यार तुझे फीट मिला, कितना शास्त्रों में फीट के बारे में बोला है, हाथ के बारे में लोटस हैंड ऑफ गुरु थोड़ी बोला है, किसी के गुरु के लोटस हैंड को सर करो, लोटस हैंड को सर करो, और एक बोला क्या है, फीट बोला है, देख तेरा भाग्य ज्यादा है, एंड दे बोथ स्टार्ट फाइटिंग नाउ, दे बोथ स्टार्ट फाइटिंग, तू मैं नहीं, मैं करूंगा फिर तू नहीं करेगा, और उसको एनवी फील हो रहा है कि अरे ये जल्दी भगवत धाम जाएगा, इसको धक्का मार के वो दोनों झगड़ा कर रहे हैं और गुरु के बॉडी के ऊपर खेल रहे हैं मस्त एकदम, कोई चिमटी पकड़ रहा है, कोई चिमटी मार रहा है गुरु को, ताकि गुरु को लगे कि अरे इस व्यक्ति ने गड़बड़ काम किया. नाउ दिस इज लाइक अ डिस्टर्बेंस फॉर गुरु, बिकॉज दे हैव नो प्रॉपर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट अल्टीमेट बोथ दोनों का पर्पस कॉमन है, चाहे किसी को मसाज करने मिला है या केवल किसी को ऑयल गर्म करने का सेवा मिला है या किसी को कुछ भी मिला है, लेकिन दोनों सबका पर्पस एक ही है कि गुरु की प्रसन्नता. लेकिन जब ये कॉमन पर्पस भूल जाता है आदमी, तो व्यक्ति अननेसेसरी कॉरल्स और एनवी में फंस जाता है. सिमिलरली ऑल लिविंग एंटिटीज, अलग अलग प्रकार के जो लिविंग एंटिटीज है, we feel envious towards them, or we have attraction for them, we have aversion towards them. But if you understand, all living entities have this one common purpose only, whether is a man, is a woman, or everyone, that he is part and parcel of God, and in the goal of his life is to satisfy Krishna. Any living entity cannot be happy independently of this. Any living entity, only if they satisfy Krishna, they will be happy and peaceful. So we have to understand that somebody may be very attractive to us. Yeah, but if only he serves Krishna, he will be happy. And if only I serve Krishna, I will be happy. Independently giving up Krishna, we cannot be happy. So one will not fall to prey to such illusion, having gotten this perfect knowledge. So the first benefit which is mentioned of Jnanam, the Jnana, is eradication of moha. The moha, no bewilderment will come. So there are four parts to this shlok. So there are different benefits which are mentioned now. So 35 shlokas mentions two benefits of surrendering to Guru. One is no bewilderment, and second is bestowing pure vision. So Guru Seva doesn't lead one to moha, and Guru Seva gives pure vision. So two benefits are mentioned in 35th shloka. 36th shloka speaks about how seva to Guru, or seva, the getting jnana, is considered to be like a boat of knowledge. And getting this boat of knowledge, even the most sinful person in the world can overcome and become can cross the ocean of material world. The most sinful person. So if somebody thinks that I'm the most sinful person, but if somebody gets the boat of knowledge given by Guru, somebody gets this boat of knowledge, then he can overcome all the sinful activities of his life. So this is mentioned in the 36th shloka. 37th shloka will speak about not only the sins will be destroyed, even the sinful reactions which have come, like the sinful reactions which are about to come of whatever past life we have done, they will also get destroyed. So sins will get destroyed, sinful tendency will get destroyed, and all the reactions will get destroyed. And the 38th shloka will speak about that in due course of time, it is one will get knowledge from himself. Will automatically he will keep on getting, because he will be situated he will be in samadhi, or he will be like in yoga. So his Paramatma will only become his guru in due course of time. So somebody practices life like that. So 38 verses speaking. We'll try to complete. What we'll do is we'll quickly read till verse number 38, and then we'll read from 39 tomorrow. So quickly, we'll read till 38. No discussions much. Okay, 38. Sorry, 36, no? Yes, bro. अपि चेत् असि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तम सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजीनं सन्तरिष्यसि. So santarishyasi. Hmm? Santarishyasi means one who will cross, completely cross. And यहाँ पे लिखा है वृजीनाम. वृजीनाम मीन्स ओशन ऑफ मिजरी. ऐसा ओशन जो मिजरी का ओशन है. रिसेंटली साइंटिस्ट लोगों ने एक ओशन फाइंड किया, पता है आपको? दूसरे प्लानिटरी सिस्टम में एक न्यूज में आया था कि साइंटिस्ट लोगों ने कुछ रिसर्च किया, कुछ ऐसा अलग अलग वो स्पेस सैटेलाइट भेजा उधर उधर. उन्होंने फाइंड किया कि एक ऐसा प्लैनेट है जहाँ पे दारू का ओशन है. तो हमारे भागवतम से मैच करता है वो. हम भी बोलते हैं कि दारू का ओशन है, लेकिन साइंटिस्ट लोगों ने फाइंड किया दारू का ओशन. तो यहाँ पे एक ओशन है, ब्रिजीना. ब्रिजीना मीन्स ओशन ऑफ मिजरीज. उसको सर्द तरिष्यसि, कब? ज्ञान प्लवेन. ज्ञान, बोट ऑफ नॉलेज. तो ये वर्ड याद रख सकते हैं, बोट ऑफ नॉलेज. अगर किसी बोट ऑफ नॉलेज का कोई सहारा ले तो कोई व्यक्ति इसको ओवरकम कर सकता है. अगर मौका मिले मुझे, मैं आपको एक छोटा वीडियो भी दिखाऊंगा. तब तक आप someone can just read the purport. I'll just show you some video also how this is possible. Yes, bro, please read.
Translation. Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Purport. Proper understanding of one's constitutional position in the relationship to Krishna is so nice that it can at once lift one from the struggle for existence which goes on in the ocean of nescience. This material world is sometimes regarded as ocean of nescience and sometimes as a blazing forest. In the ocean, however expert swimmer one may be, the struggle for existence is very severe. If someone comes forward and lifts the struggling swimmer from the ocean, he is the greatest savior. Perfect knowledge, received from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the path of liberation. The boat of Krishna consciousness is very simple, but at the same time the most sublime.
Okay, just a minute. ओके, मैं भी व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे शेयर करता हूँ. समाओ वो वीडियो मेरे पास मिल नहीं रहा है मुझे. मेरी वन वीडियो इज देयर. So it is said the boat of Krishna consciousness is very, very simple, but at the same time sublime. So it will be like a boat sitting on this knowledge वाले boat पे बैठ के we can cross over the ocean. Next verse, 37. Whose turn? Please read 37th one. यथैधांसि सम्मिधोऽग्निर्भस्म सा कुरुते अर्जुन ज्ञानाग्नि सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा.
As a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all the reaction to material activities. Purport. Perfect knowledge of self and super self and of their relationship is compared herein to fire. The fire not only burns up all reactions to impious activities, but also reaction to pious activities, turning them to ashes. There are many stages of reaction. Reaction in the making, reaction defying, reaction already achieved, and reaction a priori. but knowledge of constitutional position of the living entity burns everything to ashes. When one is complete, when one is incomplete knowledge, all reactions, both a priori and a posteriori, are consumed. In the Vedas, it is stated, Ubhe uhai se ete tarati amrita sadva asadhuni. One overcomes both the pious and impious reactions of work.
So basically, it destroys all sinful reactions. That is what being mentioned here. Hmm? So all sins are destroyed when somebody gets a knowledge. And then the next verse will speak about not only sins are destroyed, but all sinful reactions also from the previous life, they are also destroyed. 38. Nahi jnane sadrusham pavitram miham vidyate tatsvam yoga siddhim kalenatmane vindati. Yes, bro.
In this world, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has become accomplished in the practice of devotional service enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time.
Sorry, I was just telling na 37 shloka, it speaks about two parts. 37 it 37 shloka speaks about two parts. That is how all 37 shloka has 36 shloka speaks about it destroys the sin, and the 37 shloka speaks about it destroys the reactions. 36 is talking about destroying sin, 37 is speaking about destroying the reactions, and 38 shloka is speaking about this is the best of all the knowledge. That is being spoken. Okay, 38. Please read purport.
When we speak of transcendental knowledge, we do so in terms of spiritual understanding. As such, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Ignorance is the cause of our bondage, and knowledge is the cause of our liberation. This knowledge is the mature fruit of devotional service, and when one is situated in transcendental knowledge, he need not search for peace elsewhere, for he enjoys peace within himself. In other words, this knowledge and peace culminates in Krishna consciousness. That is the last word in the Bhagavad Gita.
So now, so till now, Krishna has been speaking about different yagyas, and to understand the knowledge of yagya, one should go to Guru, and after getting knowledge from Guru, what all benefits he will get. Now, problem is somebody may say, "Sir, I also went to Guru. Guru gave me knowledge also, but I don't find my sinful reactions going. Neither my ocean of misery is getting reducing, and so why? What is the difficulty? I also got the knowledge. My other friend also got the knowledge. But why? Some people are advancing. Some people are able to overcome the lust, and some people are not able to overcome the lust. So why like that? Despite of getting jnana. So in the next section now, there is going to be a discussion about who can actually get jnana. Surely there is a need of paranipat, pariprashna, seva. These all things are there, but there is need of faith. There is a need of faith. One needs a faith in the scripture. So not that every patient who goes to a good doctor gets cured of the disease. One needs a faith in the medicine. One needs a faith in the doctor. One needs a dedication. He has to apply he has to take the medicines very seriously. He has to control the senses very properly. Then one can overcome the disease which he has got. Otherwise, we find there are so many good doctors. The medicines are also good, but despite of patient goes there, he doesn't have faith in the doctor. So 39 verse to 42 verse, they are going to speak about if you want to get jnana, there is a need of a faith. A person who has faith can get jnana, and person who does not have faith will not get jnana. That is the 39, 40, 41, 42 shlokas. We will discuss about faith, and with this, the entire chapter will get end. And the end tomorrow, I think this chapter will get over. So tomorrow what I will complete this chapter, and as I said earlier, that for next week we have some Friday there is a GSNS camps and all that. So tomorrow I'll share you with you on Google Sheet where I have made sections for some presentations by all of you. The fifth chapter and sixth chapter we'll try to learn in a little different format. So tomorrow I'll share you with the Google Sheet also, in which some certain sections are decided. Some presentations are being made like that. So you can, who would like to volunteer for next week, you can mention tomorrow that who would like to volunteer. We will ask tomorrow. The next week presentation, just 5 minutes presentation before we start our this class. You have to present that what all things are going to come in the next 6 shlokas. You have to give a uh, advertisement. The next 6 shlokas are going to speak about this. So this is the way you have to prepare and give. So okay, so the conclusion of this chapter will be again the same conclusion. Oh Arjuna, I have given you Gnana now. Now with the sword of knowledge, I have given you sword of knowledge. You should rise and uttishtata, jagrata, fight karo, fight karo. So the again 42 shloka conclusion will be fight karo. That will be the don't become lazy, fight. That is the conclusion of this chapter again, fourth chapter. So tomorrow this chapter will get over, and tomorrow we'll start with fifth chapter and then sixth one. This fifth and sixth will go very easily. Let's see. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhuve vatsa patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Hare Krishna.